So when we look about at making decisions, that one is another the second one on how to have a better self-esteem. Then another one is to recognize your strengths and your positives. How do you recognize your strengths and your positives? As a person, you need to know what are my strengths and what are my positives. I'm not talking about negatives here, because it's the negatives that makes us really reduce that self-esteem. So what are your strengths and your positives? Because those are the things that you use to leverage on. I'll use the example of ladies and makeup. Makeup is used to enhance, So when each person has got a flaw also. So when you use makeup, use it to strengthen the part that you feel this is the part that I like most, this is the part that I want people to see. And when they see that part that you like most, they will not easily see the other part that they don't like. So when we look at recognizing your strength, now apart from that, then also you need to look at things. What are the strengths in terms of abilities? When you go and somewhere and you're working with people as a team, what are you best in? Are you best at raising funds? Are you best at mobilizing people? Are you best at report writing? What are your strengths? Are you best at public speaking? So that when you are interacting with people and people are in a group and they want to divide roles, you can easily say, Nimi, you guys, I think you can go on field, bring whatever you have, and then I'll do the report. Or are you good with children? Are you good with youth? Are you good with adults? What are your strengths and what are your positives? When you also even go back at home, if you come from a big family like I do, what are your strengths? Like let me say, I have 5 sisters and 2 brothers, and my strength, I'll not talk about my weakness. My strength is cooking. So I can accept not to wash clothes so that I can cook. I can tell people, okay, wash for me my clothes, and then I will cook for you. Because this is where my strength is. And if you give me any other duty in the house, I'll find myself being very slow in it and all that kind of stuff. So what are your strengths? When we come to work, when it comes to interacting with people, what are your strengths? You need to analyze that. And then what are your positives? When you look at the strengths and the positives, it means those things that make you feel good. They give you a very good, happy feeling of encouragement, feeling of accomplishment. What are those things that make you feel accomplished? Personally, I really appreciate process, not just the outcome. So when I am trying to do something and then somebody goes on a shortcut, I will ask them, how did you do that? Not because it's wrong, but because I really need to understand the process. So that might be a weakness to somebody, but for me it's a strength, because when that person is not around next time, I can be able to use their method of shortcut to be able to achieve the same results at a shorter time. So it works differently for people. So there are also those people who really appreciate outcome and not process. As long as you get it done, it doesn't matter how you get it done. The problem I have with that is the next time that person is not around, how will you get it done? Because you need to be able to learn to survive. In this country, especially, you need to be able to learn to survive, and you need to learn any skill that you can to help you be able to sustain yourself. Hi guys, I'm seeing you all. Karibuni tena. Karibuni tuendelee kabisa kabisa. Another one is ability to try new and difficult things. This is a sign that somebody has got a very good self-esteem. People who are able to accept things and see the way they are and like, okay, this has happened, but I will try. This is the new way of doing this business so that it works. Say you open a business and then things don't work as you planned. I am one person who has really opened a lot of businesses. And quite a number have flopped. A few have gotten sustained. But every time I start a business and it doesn't go well, I just ask myself, how do I make this one better? I don't give up on doing business forever. I tell myself, okay, this one happened. This is where I went short. And maybe I didn't do enough research. Maybe I did not do enough advertising. Maybe I did not do enough marketing. Maybe I did not involve the right people. But every time I do any kind of business and it does not go well, then I tell myself I have to try again. So ability to try new and difficult things. However, you have to really know your limits. Like as Zippy, I will not say I will be going for zip lining anytime soon, because it's all about knowing yourself. I know that I am scared of heights. Like we talked about self-identity, knowing yourself. So when I know myself on that level, I will not take myself to that level of risk. but I should be able to try new things. Like, I mean, I can go mountain climbing, but I can't go zip lining because I know this is my limit. But then when it comes to ability to try new difficult things, we are looking at your ability as your physical ability, your ability in terms of business, your ability in terms of work, your ability in terms of relationships. Because when one relationship ends, are you going to say, okay, life is bad, relationships are bad, oh, men are bad, oh, women are bad? I mean, you have to be able to take the risk and try again, because if you don't try, you'll never meet that right person. So you must be able to keep trying and trying new things. You know your limits because you know yourself. We talked about self-identity, but as a person who has a good self-esteem, who thinks positively about themselves, you should be able to try new things. There are people who, even when they go to a new country, they don't want to try the foods there because they're like, oh, we don't trust these people. They cook snakes, they cook dogs, they cook monkeys. I don't trust their meat. You cannot survive with that kind of attitude. When you go to a new place, try their food, try their culture, try their songs and dance with them. And in that way, you are able to blend well with people and you're able to really learn a lot of things. Because as we grow older, we realize that every day is a learning process. Even when you meet people in one workplace, then you may have gone to school and learned a lot of things. But when you get to the outside world and you meet these people who've been there for long, when they interact with you, you're able to teach them something you learned in school, and you're also able to learn from them because they have the experience. They know the easiest way to do something or how to go about even fundraising. I love fundraising, so as to be able to get more money. So if you do not take the time to learn and to take the risk, then how are you able to improve yourself? When you work with people, when you interact with the people, you have to take the risk. Let me say you've gone to a meeting of sorts, whether it's a conference or a seminar or just a meetup. You are a few new people here and there. If nobody takes the risk of going to greet somebody, then people will leave that place not having known each other. So you must take such kind of risks. Another sign of a good self-esteem is people who show kindness. Kindness to themselves. You need to be kind to yourself. You're not talking about being kind to other people. Being kind to yourself means, one, when you criticize yourself, how do you criticize yourself? Are you able to say, okay, this is good and this is bad? Are you able to say, okay, I can improve on this? Or are you going to be very anxious and beat yourself over things over and over again so that unalala, unaota the way you failed and all that? Be kind to yourself. You have to be able to know, okay, I did this well and I did this wrong and I can improve on this. Do not criticize yourself so much that when other people come in and they say something, then it beats you down. Then you tell yourself, I knew I didn't do it. No, that should not be the right attitude. The right attitude should be like when something happens, and whether you do well or you don't do well in something, you are able to appreciate yourself. If you do something well, appreciate yourself, clap for yourself, sing a song. If you want to buy yourself a gift or cook yourself a nice meal or drink a soda, or for those who take a beer, drink a beer, I mean, do it because you're trying to show kindness to yourself. So do not over criticize yourself. Criticize yourself just enough to allow yourself to improve. Then the sixth one is move past mistakes without blaming yourself unfairly. Everybody does mistakes. I don't know anyone who has never done a mistake. Even the person you really respect, the person you really look up to, they have made their mistakes. If you take your time to talk to them, you'll realize that a lot of people go through all this and they do a lot of mistakes. The other month I went through an event called Fuck Up Nights, and these are big business people who've done a lot of mistakes, but they're still going on and keeping on and being persistent, and they are doing great things in their current business. They tell you how they have failed over and over again, but they're still moving on because they moved past mistakes without blaming themselves unfairly. Yes, they know they failed, they had to start from scratch, but they moved on. They picked themselves up and they moved on. And then there's this one other very important one, is take time you need for yourself. A lot of us, especially women, we rarely have me time. That's what most people call them, me time. Like, I mean, Monday to Friday, you're working. Weekends, you're busy trying to take care of the children, take care of the husband, take care of the boyfriends. You're just trying to be everything. On Sunday, you go to church, you go to praise and worship, you go to choir, you come back. The afternoon, you want to be super mom, cook for the family. So from Sunday to Sunday, you're busy. When do you take time for yourself? Each day, you should be able to take a few minutes, if not hours. You can be able to take even 30 minutes for yourself. Some people can do that very early in the morning when they wake up. You wake up 30 minutes before everybody wakes up and just take time to meditate, to reflect, and give yourself a chance to listen to your voice before the whole world wakes up. To others, it's after everybody has gone to bed. Like right now, we say that we want to have these discussions at 9:30 after we have put the children to bed and after we have watched the news. And this is the time that we try to have that me time. So after this, some people might need to go to have some me time. Have 30 minutes and think to yourself. But if you're also very busy during the week, because for some people right now, wakichoka ni kulala, then during the weekend, give yourself some 3 hours. 3 hours of no children, no husband, no boyfriend, no work. And just be happy. You can choose to relax. You can choose to go out. You can choose just to go and listen to your favorite music. Just be you. And then another one is believe you matter. Believe you matter. Believe you are good enough. Nowadays, it is said that people don't compliment each other as much. So because we know people don't compliment each other as much, start by complimenting yourself. So that when somebody tells you, oh, you're so smart, inside your heart say, I know, then you say thank you. You know, believe in yourself. So believe you matter, believe you're somebody important, believe that you're somebody people should appreciate. You have to believe that you are somebody who, nowadays we say you are an adult of sane mind, who is responsible, who knows what they want, who knows their goals and aspirations. So you need to be able to have that. And then believe you deserve happiness. Knowing you deserve happiness is one of the most important things. If you don't deserve happiness, then who deserves it if not you? Some people usually ask me, Zippy, why are you always so happy? Sometimes I think about it, and for me, the only reason I'm happy is because I wake up each morning and I choose to be happy. Because I look past my failures, I look past all the things that I've done, and I try to just look beyond that, and I say, Zippy, I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be appreciated. And each morning when I wake up, I tell myself, okay, what do you want to do? Okay, yesterday did not work out well. Jana, you tried this and it did not work. Jana, nani alikutusi, so and so criticized you and all that. But each day I breathe in, I breathe out, I say, I deserve to be happy. Because let me tell you, first and foremost, as a teacher, I get criticized a lot. I don't know any teacher who does not have a nickname. In fact, if my students are listening, tafadhali hata usiweke hizo nicknames hapa, nazijua zote. So, which teacher does not have a nickname? We have all those nicknames. But then you look at that nickname, unasema sasa hili toka wapi? But then I choose, okay, mimi, even if they give me that nickname, I still choose to appreciate myself. Right now, I'm the top judge for Miss President show. And the one thing is that I have faced a lot of criticism so far. And even as a judge in previous kind of festivals that I have been a part of jury, a lot has been criticized about me. But then each day I tell myself, Zippy, what did you do? And I tell myself, I did the best that anyone could have done in that circumstance. In fact, the person criticizing me the most, if they were in the situation I was, they could have given the best for the best. And that is exactly what I did. And I wake up and I say, you did your best and life goes on. If I need to defend myself, I do. If I don't need to, then I move on. Yes, Caroline, me time sounds good. Sit out alone or with a friend, that's easy, and just laugh at everything. I avoid those with spiky tongues, criticizing everyone and everyone. Yes. Siboro Mondi, very constructive. Sharon, good message. Mapenzi, yes, we are back. Me time is extremely important for self-growth. Now, I want to look at something that a lot of us are going through, and I'll look at it very fast. Causes of low self-esteem. What makes us start feeling that we have low self-esteem? Before I go into this topic, I want us to understand that self-esteem is not something anyone is born with. People learn to have a better self-esteem. No one is born having a good self-esteem. So we have to develop it, we have to grow it and all that. And then another thing, even the people who are most confident, there are times over and over again that things happen to them and then they develop a low self-esteem, then they go back and develop what? A better self-esteem. So what causes low self-esteem? One thing that we may not want to accept is health problems, whether it is physical or mental. Having a physical or mental problem or any health problem of any sort can cause us to have a low self-esteem. Because even if you, let me say, especially if it is consistent, when people keep talking about you, oh, yuko mgonjwa, oh, hajapona, oh, you know, generally it's very natural for human beings to start feeling like, oh, they're talking about me, oh, now I need to avoid where people are, I need not to go with them. And you start enclosing yourself into spaces. When you go to meet people, you start sitting in a corner. It's very normal because that's just the way the world is. So yes, Lulu, Ismail, Raymutai, I'm seeing you all. Loburu, I'm seeing you. In Wesley, I'm seeing you too. Yeah, I'm seeing you, Dave, Advice, Dennis Boyd, Alpha, Joe Kimu, Hoho. Yes, I'm seeing you all. Abu Melita, Advice, Roy, Kilmil Seda, Masia Guayo, Kaleche Mumo. I'm seeing you all. Yeah, so what causes a lot of... So even a lot of times, some people have got chronic illnesses. Some people have illnesses that have gone on for such a long time. They might not be known to people, but to the few who know about it, it makes it hard for these people to mingle easily with others. Another thing is body appearance. Whether we want to accept it or not, body appearance causes a lot of low self-esteem. However, women are known to have a lot of body issues. Even the most beautiful woman in the world has got body issues, problem. They worry about their body appearance. It's either this dress is not looking good or this part of my body is bigger than the other. And this causes a lot of low self-esteem because whenever you go in front of people, even before they judge you, you start thinking, what are they thinking about me? Am I smart? Do they like what I'm wearing? Why is that person looking at me that much? You start worrying about these little things. Another thing that is very common is poverty. Problems with money causes people to have a low self-esteem, especially like people who have just finished school. Like right now, I'm dealing with a lot of young people who have just finished their undergraduate, waiting to join university. This is the time they have all these dreams. They want to go into the world and do stuff. And then the world is also waiting for them with a lot of emptiness. Nobody wants to take them into the job, either because they know too much or they know too little. For whatever reason, it is not easy to get a job. It's not easy to get internship. And when they get a job, of course, you have to start with low pay. And so, you know, all those dreams that they had, almost 80% are not able to go on the way they wanted to. So that causes them to have a what? A low self-esteem. Then also problems at work and at school. When, especially for now adults, those who are already working, sometimes it's not really a big problem, but in your opinion, you start feeling like, why are they always choosing me to do these? Even so, perhaps you're being given the most well-deserved job, but you keep feeling, why am I the one to always write minutes during meetings? You know, especially women. Women are always being told to write minutes during meetings. So how are they supposed to handle that? So those are problems at work. It might not be a problem that everyone is able to look at. Yes, Kevin, hello, I'm seeing you there. But is it a problem that you're comfortable with, or is it a problem that you do not want to go on with? So because we're talking about self-esteem, it's about you criticizing yourself. What's your opinion about yourself? So it might be good for others, but not good for you. So problems at work or problems at school, that can cause also low self-esteem. Then another one is losing your job or difficulty finding employment. Like I've talked about the students who find difficulty finding employment. But then again, losing job. We've seen a lot of retrenchment happening in our country since 2014. You find like a whole company cleans out half of its employees. You can imagine what that does to somebody, especially if somebody is in their mid-40s, the children are now in school, they don't even know where to start because they start feeling like, okay, what am I supposed to do with this? What will I tell my children? Why am I not going to work? Because first of all, for children, it's not even about why are you not earning money. It's about why is daddy not going to work every day like he used to? Why are we not able to go out or on holiday like we used to? And all this creates a lot of low self-esteem. A man starts to feel like they are not worthy, they are not sufficient, and they are not man enough because our society puts a lot of expectation in men. Same to women. When women also lose their job, they start feeling, now I have to beg for everything. I have to ask for this. I have to ask for that. What will my fellow women say? Because women really worry about what their fellow women say. And so that one is also a thing. Yes, hi, Adonija. My quiz today is simple. I tend to believe that one of the elements of self-esteem is confidence. A lot of you say they can't approach someone whom they think is hard to deal with while sober. They have to get drunk. Do you think the sign of low self-esteem? Yes, because that person does not believe in them. They do not believe that they have the capacity to be able to approach somebody and talk to that person. They don't believe that they have the potential or the abilities or even the mental capacity to be able to just share the intelligence with somebody else. And so that is what is making them lack confidence. But also lack of exposure can make somebody feel like, okay, maybe I don't know much, I don't know these people, am I dressed well? So it creates a lot of lack of self-esteem. Self-esteem is more about confidence, but then it broadens it all into that opinion. If you have good self-esteem, definitely people will see it in terms of confidence. So what people see is the confidence, but what you are going through is the self-esteem. So it's one and the same thing, but depending on from which point of view that you're looking at it. Then another thing that causes low self-esteem is experiencing discrimination or prejudice. Quite a number of times we experience discrimination. I don't know who has not experienced discrimination. Maybe people need to share what they've experienced in the past. But experiencing discrimination or prejudice really makes people have a low self-esteem. Let's say, especially for people living with disabilities, you find that when they enter a place, somebody starts looking at them and starting to give them extra special treatment. When you give somebody extra special treatment, you are weakening their power. Yes, they need special treatment, but not extra special. They came there feeling that they are worthy. Give them that worth that they need. Also, discrimination can also come in terms of you have gone into a new place and people want to discriminate of you because of your color. Let's say right now you go to a different country, or basically like right now we are having xenophobia in South Africa. That is discrimination because they say, oh, people from other countries are coming to take away their jobs, and so you're going to be discriminated because you are just a foreigner. And for that reason it creates a lot of a lot of low self-esteem, because you start thinking, what am I worth? Why did I come here? Where do I belong? You start having a lot of questions in your mind, and for that reason you start enclosing yourself. You don't want to share, you don't want people to see you, you don't want people to see your capabilities. Yes, Erico Mondi International, I see you, Edwin Newtho, and I can see you, Prof. So what are you worth of? Bruce Goma, I see you. Azeli nakuona, Mary Nyasuba nini, David Kariuki nakuona, na Jadungo Tibo na waona. So how can you handle discrimination? Because every day, wherever you go to a new environment, it creates a lot of that. And then discrimination can also be in terms of your capabilities. Some people are discriminated because they are so good. Especially we have got people we keep referring to as geeks. Why do we call them geeks? It's because these people are so intelligent and so sharp. And because we do not want them to feel normal, we start calling them geeks. And that in itself causes what? Causes them to have low self-esteem. Because these people are, since they were kids, they've been known to be number one, whatever. Whenever they raise their hand in class, they always get the answer right. And then as they grow older, they do things right, they're geniuses, and then people start calling them geeks. What do you think that does to them? That is why you find that they dress in clothes that cover their body, they cover their head and all that kind of stuff so that people cannot see them. They're trying to hide from people. But generally, there are a lot of geeks who are also outgoing. It's not just because the other ones are covering themselves up. Yeah. Then another thing that causes low self-esteem is being bullied or being abused. Being bullied does not just end in school. We have got a lot of adults who are being bullied and who are bullying others. say you are new in a workplace. You are not young. Maybe you are also even in your 40s, but everybody just wants to send you around because you're what? Because you're new. So everybody just wants to feel like, are you going for lunch? Nilete chips. Here is a 40-year-old man being sent by some 20-year-old something. Just because what? The guy just feels like, I've been here, I know my way around and stuff like that. So when we start talking about bullying, let's not talk about school. Let's talk about adults bullying each other. We go to a place, somebody is like, oh, you know, you are the one who knows this place. Please do this for us. These are people who can stand up and do that. You are in a group of people, you've been given an assignment as adults, maybe you're working on a project, but because you're the youngest, then everybody's like, oh, keep writing, just write the report and send it to us and we will do it and we'll just look at it. Sometimes you keep telling people, come, and then we look at all these things and then we can be able to brainstorm together and move on. But everybody just wants to come and look at it on their emails, but when they come, they're like, oh, no, it's okay, just work on it and we'll see. That is bullying, because this was supposed to be teamwork, but right now people are looking at it on a one-on-one. Then relationship problems, separation or divorce, that one can also cause low self-esteem. I have gone through separation and I have been divorced, and the one thing I can tell you, it really interfered with my self-esteem big time, because wherever I walked, everyone was like, oh, she's divorced, this woman can't keep a home, or she's an academia, so that's why she is leaving that man, and a lot of things were said in my life. So when you look at relationship problems and separation or divorce causing low self-esteem, it's something that's so prevalent. And this is one of the reasons that you find that there are people who are going through abuse in their marriages and even in their work environments, but they cannot say it because they fear people criticizing them. And that criticism is what makes them have that low self-esteem, because you want to keep a face. You want people to believe that you're doing well. Everybody always wants people to know that they're doing well. And then the other one is stigma, change of status, change of environment, change of workplace, yes. Now, signs of low self-esteem. If you want to help a friend, then you need to look at a few things. Feeling hopelessness or worthlessness. Somebody always says, are you sure? Okay, are you sure? You know, you tell them that, oh, you're very smart. Oh, are you sure? Okay, you know, you're very intelligent. Okay, are you sure? As in, they are never confident. And when you tell them about this business of yours will prosper, then they tell you, me, I don't think so. That is hopelessness. You need to help them be able to move that self-esteem up. So signs of low self-esteem, feeling hopeless or worthless. You know, when somebody keeps saying, me, I don't think I can do it. Me, I don't think I can make it. I don't think I can do this. Then you need to be able to encourage these friends of yours. Then blaming yourself unfairly. If you have a friend who keeps blaming themselves unfairly, when something has happened, it has happened. 1 year down the line and somebody's still thinking, if it was not for me, this couldn't have happened. If I was not the one driving, we could not have had an accident. If I was not employed in that company, I could be having a better job. If I had taken the other job, I could now be in a better position. They keep feeling like the other alternative is always better, and that's a sign of low self-esteem. You need to be content where you are. Truth is, if you didn't take that other job when you had the choices of two, it means that the one you took was the better option at that point, at that very moment. So even if you had taken the other job, something would still have happened. That's what I always tell myself, that Zippy is not about you. Given the same circumstances, I will still make the same decisions. Because at that very given time and moment, the decisions you made at that time were the best for you. But things happen and things change and you move on. Another one is hating yourself. A lot of people hate themselves, and I go around my life and I meet people who really criticize themselves. They don't look at anything they do as positive. Before they start anything, mimi sijuagi kufanya hii, you know the Kenyans, we just like saying mimi sijuagi, mimi sipendagi, mimi sitakagi. You need to be able to love yourself. Stop hating yourself. Stop hating the things you like, things that people appreciate about you. You need to be able to do what? To love them. So stop hating yourself. So hating yourself is a sign of low self-esteem. Then worrying about being unable to do things or to do them well. You know, every time you be like, I don't think I'll do this. I don't think I'll finish that job. I don't think I'll even apply for this thing. I don't even think that I'll get this grant. I don't think I'll get that scholarship. When somebody keeps talking on the negative, that is a sign of low self-esteem. And if you have a friend like that, you need to be able to motivate them, speak good words over them through and through. And now, how do we improve our self-esteem? Especially if you have realized that somebody has low self-esteem. I'll give us a few pointers. One, be nice to yourself. You can be nice to yourself by talking nice things to yourself, positive words to yourself. Like I tell myself, Zippy, whatever had happened, yalopita sindwele, ama ya ndwele sipite. You know, I have to move on. I have to tell myself, Zippy, you look beautiful. Zippy, you have a nice smile. Zippy, you have a nice eyes. Zippy, you're intelligent. Zippy, you have overcome. I tell myself a lot of things. Zippy, you're capable of doing a lot of things. And Zippy, you're capable of even being a president of CS in this country. Hallelujah. Yes, so how do you improve your self-esteem? Keep speaking nice things to yourself, positive words. And then do you. My friend Amakove keeps saying, do you. Do you simply is stop comparing yourself to other people. Always appreciate yourself the way you are. The world will always judge you. The world will always say things about you, whether it is positive or negative. But do you stop comparing yourself to people? Focus on your goals and your achievements and be able to use that to motivate yourself. Even the very small milestones, focus on them. If you were able to wake up today and you are not able to wake up yesterday strong, push on that. Say, at least today I woke up at 6. I did not slumber on my bed until 8 a.m. That one is a positive goal and achievement. To some people, it's about making an extra shilling a day. If you're able to make that extra shilling a day, fine. If you're not able to make that extra shilling today, then tell yourself tomorrow is another beautiful day. Then get moving. Keep doing what you do. Persistence creates hope. If you stop doing it, then you can never hope. So you have to keep doing it so that you keep hoping and so that things can get better. But whatever happens, keep doing it, keep improving. Then another one, remember, everyone makes mistakes. So learn from your mistakes, change what you can, and leave what you can't, you know. And then do what makes you happy. Each day, whatever happens, tell yourself, tomorrow I have another day to be happy. And then celebrate every milestone or victories. And when we talk about celebrating milestones or victories, we are not talking about reaching December, then looking at your New Year resolutions and finding out which ones did I make, which ones did I not make, and then being able to celebrate that. No, it's all about being able to celebrate every milestone. If you are able to send a proposal and somebody accepts it. Now, proposal, we are not talking about big proposals. It's not about just telling somebody, I want to do this, can you help me do that? That's a proposal. And then somebody accepts to help you in that kind of business. Then that one is a milestone. You say, yes, today I made so and so. They did not take this concept, but this one they picked, and you move on with that. Today I was able to pitch. Today I spoke to 10 girls, and they really felt motivated. Today I talked to one girl, and she felt mentored and hopeful and all that. It's about changing one life at a time, one person a day, moving on one day at a time. Then be a friend. When you make others to feel good, it rubs on you. Nowadays, I see on Facebook people saying, me, I'm done with friends. I don't need friends anymore. My dear, you need friends. You have to have friends. You have to have people who support you. You have to have people who appreciate you. It feels good for every human being to be told that is good and keep on doing that. And so it is very important for us to keep on feeling appreciated. And then surround yourself with a positive squad. So yes, be a friend. Wewe mwenyewe jitolee ukuwe rafiki ya watu. But then also surround yourself with positive people. If there's any person who's not positive in your squad, somebody who draws away your energy, you say you want to start this business, and they're like, that business also and so started it and it did not work. My dear, move on to somebody who tells you that can work if you do this and do this and do this. Yes, it may not have worked for so and so, but it can work for you. Now, I had a question today. I was asked by Betty, how can those who have undergone gender-based violence regain their self-esteem and maintain it? The first, most important thing on how to regain your self-esteem is to accept your situation. Whether good or bad, you first need to accept, this is who I am. Yes, I've gone through gender-based violence. I have gotten out of that relationship. And no matter what the society says, then this is who I am. So that part of acceptance is the most important thing in starting to regain your self-esteem. Once you accept yourself, then I can assure you, everything else will fall into place. You will be able to think of the beautiful things that you can do. You will be able to think of your abilities. You'll be able to think of your potential, and you'll be able to move on positively and perhaps even meet somebody else. Because you can look back and then you think, why did I allow that to happen to me? So when you accept your situation, then you are able to even assess yourself. Assess, why did I allow that to happen to me? As a Zippy, it happened to me. And the one reason I always tell myself is I don't think I had my self-esteem in check at that time. If I had a good self-esteem, then I don't think I would have allowed anybody to be able to treat me like that. Because you meet people and then they tell me, oh, Zippy, how did you allow that to happen to you? You are one person who we see is very confident. And that's why I say it is not about what people see. Because people see confidence. But as a person, what is your opinion of yourself? So people were seeing a very confident lady. A lady who, when she stands, she speaks. But then they were again wondering, well, how can she allow this to happen to her? Because my personal esteem, my self-esteem was not as strong as people thought. I felt that I could not survive without this guy. I felt I was worthless. I felt that I was not even able to take care of myself. But once I left, I started developing this self-esteem slowly by slowly. I accepted my situation and I moved on. So first thing to do is accept your situation. Once you accept your situation, you'll be able to evaluate yourself. Ask yourself who you are, what are you good in? And then, like you said, surround yourself with positive people and you'll be able to regain your self-esteem. And that's all for today. Tumemaliza, even if we had a hitch in power, KPLC, we hope next time KPLC will not mess us up. So, bye-bye. Cheers. Erika Mondi, bye-bye too. All right. Oh, and before I close, copies of my book, Oops Zippy, still going for 800 shillings. You just send it to M-Pesa, buy goods till number 510255. We will be launching this book on the 5th of June at the Kenya National Theatre. So mark it in your diaries and you will know about yourself, about Zippy, and a lot. Next Tuesday, we will talk about self-actualization. This month, we want to talk about self. So next week, we'll talk about self-actualization. Bye-bye.